Lifting family, welcome back. So I had actually seen these items in Vitamin Shop today and I decided to pick them up. We've got the cookies and cream and the chocolate and peanut butter protein cups. Now I'd seen an oatmeal cream pie one in the past and I had actually done a review on that. So when I saw these today, I was very intrigued and I was very excited because they're actually on the same shelf right next to the cream pie, and I thought that they were made by the same company, but they are actually made by a different company. So let's check these bars out. They look fantastic in terms of the appearance on the label. So getting into them a little bit more, let's check them out. So we've got the protein cups, and these are by Zen Evo. So each piece, so one piece is 25 grams for the chocolate and peanut butter. There's 3 servings, so each one is 130 calories. And we've actually got an interesting profile here where it's actually giving a fraction of the macro. So we've got total fat 8.75 grams, total carbs 8.6 grams, total protein 6.7 grams, and the dietary fiber is actually at 2 grams. On the cookies and cream, we have each piece 3 pieces in each container here. We've got total grams of fat 7 grams, total carbs is 10 grams, and then total protein is 7 grams, and then 4 grams of that is fiber in terms of the carb content. Now what's interesting here is they're both by Zen Evo, but this one, way that the label is listed, actually looks different. Let's dive into these, and I'm actually trying to take some bites before we get into them. Now as far as getting them out of the packaging, that was very, very interesting. I like the concept because it's going more along the lines of like how maybe a Reese's peanut butter cup would come out, but I think that there's a nice presentation, but unfortunately it looks like with some of the transit that these kind of melted a little bit, and the cookies and cream was a little bit of a struggle to get out of the package, and then the peanut butter version it's a little bit softer in terms of the feel of it, and that one came out a little bit easier because the package didn't break, but at the same time that one just was kind of a little bit mushier, and it's about 60-ish degrees as far as the weather in Michigan right now, and as far as the store, I would assume that was somewhere between 65 and 70, so a normal storage temperature. So I mean, that's interesting as well. But let's dive into each one of these and see what we've got. So we're going to actually start with the cookies and cream, which is that was one that was starting to crumble a little bit and is starting to get pieces all over my table. So let's dive into that one first. So I'm really trying to get a little bit of a feel for the flavor. The dryness actually kind of works with these because that's what I'm used to with like a Hershey's cookies and cream bar. As far as the flavor, there's a little bit of that like protein tackiness that's in there, but I would say that this was a kind of a brilliant design. I mean, it is a little bit dry in terms of, I mean, it's not like moist, but that doesn't seem to be what they were going for. They seem to be going more for like what a Hershey's cookies and cream bar would actually be like. But this works. I mean, there's still a similar amount of fat in these than as it would be for other protein bars. So that's very, very interesting. Now, I was actually going back into the carb content. So I mean, in terms of the dryness, I mean, there is some moisture that's in there, but just again how it had come apart, it was a little bit more like a Hershey's bar breaking apart. But I definitely found that in terms of looking at this overall, these are low carb, so that works out pretty well. I mean, you got 10 carbs per serving on this one. Now I'm realizing that I'm realizing that each one is factored at the amount of calories that is on the label. So there's 3 servings in each. It is good, but at the same time, it's going to be easy to plow through almost 400 calories on each one. I mean, this one's going to be, so the cookies and cream one is going to be 360, and then on the chocolate and peanut butter one, that one is going to be 390. So 360 here. So the fat content ends up being 21 grams. The carbs end up being 30, which is about right. Fiber is going to be 12 here, and then protein is going to be 21. So you are taking in a good bit more fat, so that's one where we're definitely getting more protein content here, but at the same time, that's also coming at the expense of a decent bit of fat. So I'm actually going to rate this one as more of like a 4 out of 5. I mean, it's got great flavor, but I would expect that out of something that's got 21 grams of fat in it. So let's dive into these. These ones, 8.75 grams of fat per piece, 8.6 grams of carbs per piece, and then 6.7 grams of protein per piece. Another one that's, again, got that protein tackiness to it, but at the same time, still very, very good. And again, now that I'm thinking about this a little bit more clearly, now that we've got a little bit more of an understanding of the nutrition profile, and that we're looking at 3 servings, not just one, is that, so we're looking at almost 27 grams of fat, and then I'm having to do the math on, they are, again, very good. The problem is that there's 3 servings, and these are not big servings.
Well, I mean,
overall, still a 4 out of 5 stars though, just because that can't be missed in terms of what the overall goal is. I mean, these are a delicious protein snack, and that's what they are. It's a little bit more of a dessert thing. So with dessert, you should be factoring a little bit more fats in there, probably a little bit more carbs, but the benefit that we have when we're sampling out protein is that the protein content ends up being a little bit higher, and then they bring the carb content down. So definitely an interesting one here. Like this. If you like videos like this, comment below if you've actually tried these before. What did you think of them? Do remember to click that subscribe button and also turn on those notifications. That way you get notified when videos like this launch. Outside of that, thank you for watching, and as always, keep pushing.